Hello, traders. This is Rich with breathingwiththemarkets.com. Today is May 20th, 2025. Full disclaimer, when I talk about a platform in general or about a system not being true and accurate, I am not, and I repeat, I am not targeting any of the prop firms or platforms themselves. There's so many working parts that nobody can figure out what is happening. So to put blame on one or the other or anything like that is not okay. So, but we should be able to talk about information, right? So let's get into trading, okay? There are a lot of people out there that are gambling, okay? Just because you blow accounts doesn't mean you're gambling. That's an excuse that some prop firms will use to get you off of their books, okay? Because let's talk about the platforms. Let's talk about the spreads. Let's talk about things that matter to traders, okay? And then we can get into indicators if I remember, because I don't have notes or anything else. We'll see where this goes. But the bottom line is, if you don't know how to trade in a methodical way or approach, I say this all the time for a fucking reason, okay? But if you don't, there's manipulation in the market. Are the candles manipulated? Yes. Is the information that we see manipulated? Yes. Are the spreads manipulated in some way, shape, or form? Yes. Are the platforms manipulated in some shape or form? Yes. Okay? Is everything 100% accurate? No. So therefore, they can be manipulated, whether it be outdated, manipulated, overstated, whatever it may be, okay? So that's why you, as a trader, and that's why you, as someone that wants to be a trader, must have the appropriate education so you can actually have a chance in this environment of manipulation, okay? You and I don't make the rules. All of these companies have rules. All of these companies have different platforms. They come on over to our platform. Come with us. You know, we have our own platform. It's the best, blah, blah, blah. And they collect data. That's what they collect, okay? And then all of a sudden they collect this data and then they start to be judgmental about traders. Oh, it's a high frequency trader. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Well, how about a trader? If a trader knows how to trade, a lot of traders, such as myself, and I'm sure there's probably some out there, right? Yeah, I can swing trade. I can high frequency trade. I can, intraday trade. It doesn't matter the time frame. All of this. It depends on what I want to do, how long I want to be in the market, right? Because and it depends on your risk tolerance, right? So if you have a high risk tolerance, then you're probably going to leverage more, correct? So let's get in. Let's get into platform. Let's get into platforms or just in general. So today I had two accounts. I went to a pro account at a prop firm. And then all of a sudden I look down and I'm not blaming them. Okay. I'm not writing a complaint and all this stuff. We own it. Okay. We've signed up for the game. Something happens. You got to take responsibility. Okay. We can't continue to blame others until there's no one else to blame but who? Yourself. Okay. So anyways, I am up in one account. I am up in one account and the other account's fluctuating and stuff like that. I was already up a pretty decent amount, I think around 1,800 or something like that in one of these accounts, and it was fluctuating. All of a sudden, I see, boom, I hit the button, and I'm down like minus 30. Okay, minus 30. So I said, oh, shit, spreads and everything else. It's not unusual, traders, okay? Not unusual. I keep saying this over and over and over again when you have size in the market. I say it over and over. It's not unusual for this to happen. And if you don't take thousands and thousands of trades, you're not going to know. And don't say, well, that never happened to me. Well, when you sit there and take one trade a day, it's probably not going to happen to you. And when it does, you're not going to know anything about it. Okay? It's called data, right? So the more data you have, the more experience you have in trading, the more thousands and thousands of trades that you've taken, you can probably see patterns a lot quicker than someone else that sits on the sidelines and shows you a Lamborghini, right? Right? Impressive. So anyways, the point is, all of a sudden, I grabbed that account again, and I'm going to place some more trades. I'm going to go short. I'm going to go short. Oh, no, admin. Oh, no, admin. Oh, no, admin. So basically, I lost $30 in the account, minus 30, and my account is frozen. So what happened? Well, the system, apparently, I'm not able to trade that account now. So an assumption, because I didn't receive any information, it's an assumption on my part that apparently there was a $2,000 swing in there somewhere. That's how this system works. It's not going to always be on your side. So if you're not taught how to trade in a methodical way or approach, or you just want to take a high or you want to take a low, there's going to be so much wickage in that area that you're not going to be able to survive that stuff. You're not going to be able to survive that at all. Yeah, can you take 1 minute or 1 micro and sit there all day long? Yeah, if that's your gig. I don't know. But to sit here and say, oh, well, how many, I see other people ask other influencers and stuff like that. Well, how many combines or how many PAs or how many tests or how many evaluations or whatever they call it? How many have you had? That's not an indication of whether you know how to trade or not. Okay? Because if I had 20 accounts across the board and all of a sudden the same thing happens, then I'm up about $1,800. Next thing you know, I'm minus 30, and all of those accounts are blown. Does that mean you suck as a trader? No, not at all. Now, if you have a gambling, like if you don't have a structured system, right? Well, then that's a different story. But to become judgmental of another trader because of how many blown accounts they have, every situation's fucking different. You get on here and you go on and get size and, oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I'm up $5,000 here. Actually, here, let me see here. Let me stop this and pull this. Traders, when I came back over and did this, I was up 5,000. Now I'm up $6,000. So let's see what we can do here. Damn it.
Order filled. Order filled.
So,
order filled. Order rejected.
I'm not going to do this $7,500 or $75,000 day and again. That was some work. So we'll go ahead and check this out. What I'm talking about here, all of this stuff. When you have size in the market, all of these things are against you. All of them are against us. Everything. Are your indicators accurate? How many people rely on indicators? Are they even accurate? Is the information you're being provided accurate? Why would you think so? Why would you think that that's accurate? Huh? Let's take 2,000 out of the market here. Get up to $8,000. Why would you think that this is accurate? I mean, think about it. Why do you think the DOM is accurate? Why do you think the volume indicator is accurate? Why do you think all of these indicators are accurate? Who's providing the information? Where's the information going? Who's in charge of it? How many parties are involved to get it to us as traders? We're not on a professional system. Think about it. You could buy the best computer and the computer screens and everything else, right? Let's go ahead and hit this for the club. Okay, let's go ahead and hit this for the A team, guys and gals. Let's get it. Let's get it. So why do you think all of this stuff is accurate? Everyone says, oh, indicators are lagging. It's not about whether something's lagging or not. It's about come on, pirates, walk that plank, walk that plank, walk that plank. Get rid of these X's over here. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. All of these things that we're supposed to depend on as traders come from somewhere else, come from a different platform. What do we do? How do we trade? How do we trade? How can we look at an indicator and say, oh, this is for me. This is going to keep me in a trade, or this is going to get me out of a trade, or hey, we have some divergence here. Oh, don't I talk about highs and lows? Okay, there's highs and lows all over this place. There's a high here. There's a low down here. This is another lower high. I mean, here's a high and here's a low. Okay, forget about that shit. You got to know where you're at in the market. Okay, that's the bottom line. You have to know where you're at in the market. Without all those indicators, without all this divergence bullshit, okay, because what high and low is accurate? If price goes up and down, what high and low is accurate? Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Get it, baby, get it. Doesn't always listen when I want it, right? It's like toying with us, right? It's like toying with us. What is that, $2,100? Smack it. So, like I said, all of these indicators, all of this stuff, if you don't know how to actually trade in the market, you are going to fail, traders. It's a high probability you're going to continue to fail. If you learn how to trade in a methodical way and understand where you're at in the market, then what's going to happen is you're going to have a higher probability to execute trades. It's going to keep you in the game longer. And then you can continue to work on your skill and hone in on your skills. If not, you're going to blow everything up all the time. You're going to get frustrated. And all of these nasty things are going to happen to you. That's a fact. All of these things are going to happen to you. And do you want that? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what your financial situation is. I don't know what you need. What you actually need is a computer. You need a computer screen, a laptop, or whatever it may be. And you also need, access to Wi-Fi. And, people always do YouTube videos and stuff like that, what they actually need. And this pissed me off a little bit. So I'm going to get a little bit more out of the market now. So it's making me wait just a little bit more. And I don't really like that. If I have to wait longer in the market, I want more out of it. That's just the bottom line. So as high as it goes, I'm going to ask for more money on the backside because time is money, right? Time's valuable, right? So I say this all the time. Time is valuable. Patience inside the market is more valuable than outside the market. That's a fact, traders. Patience inside the market is more valuable than outside the market. That is a fact. So because I'm sitting here and having to wait and stuff like that for it to get this move down, we can't control candle by candle. But what we can control is whether or not we have a methodical approach to the market, whether we have a systematic approach to the market, we understand where we are in the market. If we don't understand where we are in the market, how are we going to trade? You know what I mean? How are we going to get there? So the more time, I'm going to scoot it down even more. Time is valuable, right? All of these indicators that the platforms have, the prop firms have, people make indicators, they sell indicators. So you're actually depending on someone else or something else, not someone else. You're actually depending on something else to help you out in trading. But yet, it might not even be accurate. How do you know it's accurate? We don't. We don't know it's accurate at all. We don't. That's why at breathingwiththemarkets.com, I teach you how to approach the market and how to get the highest probability trades. Now here I'm just trading and I understand what the market is doing, okay? But the point is, I'm not going to sit here and trade on YouTube and teach my strategy on YouTube. Fair enough, right? I teach my strategy, and I wouldn't call it a strategy. I teach traders how to trade the market. They don't even need indicators. They don't need indicators to trade. That's a fact. You don't need indicators to trade the market. You don't have to be some price action and all these big words, traders, and the Elliott wave and a high and a low and all that stuff. You don't need that either. You just need to learn how to trade. That's a fact. And if you learn how to trade in the market, then no matter what happens, no matter where you go, you're going to have the skill for a lifetime. You will have the skill for a lifetime. It will get better each and every day. How can it not get better if someone teaches you a methodical approach to the market, something that you can actually see the market and what it's doing, how it's priming? Okay. The market primes, the market breathes. That's how it became breathingwiththemarket.com. It breathes, it expands and contracts constantly throughout the entire day. Has anyone even explained that to you? Probably not, because they don't even know. Okay. So all they know is highs and lows, because everybody on YouTube is focusing on what? Highs and lows. That's what they're focusing on. And where is that getting everyone? Okay. So this is a high, isn't it? Oh, yeah, that's a lower high. And this is a low, right? Oh, yeah, that's a lower low. And what is this here? I mean, it's amazing that people can actually go back in history over here and say the reason price turned is because of this area over here. That's the reason why it turned. And then they go back over here. We don't even need to pay attention over there. Then they go back over here. Well, why did this turn? And then they look left, and then they explain to you why this turned. They explain to you why this turned, and how are you going to dispute that? How are you as a trader going to dispute why this turned over here? You're not going to be able to dispute it at all, because you're looking at it and he or she's explaining it, and they come up with an excuse as to why it turned. Well, why did price turn down here? Oh, it must have been my entry line. That's why. Look at the touches. Look at the entry line here. Minus 1800. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You see that? And it broke it here and came back and retested. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. I'm going to use this line. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at this, guys. Beautiful. Came back, retested, and look where price went. You see, this is a valuable line right here. Look at that. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Let's go to the left still. Let's go to the left. Look at this. Beautiful. Look at the touches, traders. Look at the touches. See, I knew where to enter. I fucking knew where to enter. I knew it was to the left. I knew it was to the left. Yes. Look at the touches. Look at this. Beautiful. You see that? Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. Broke it down. Came back to retest it. That line right there is valuable. Man, I'm gonna have to write that down. What's the number on that line, anyways? Huh? 21,425.75. And it's got to be the 425, right? 425, that odd number. Oh, wait, they like the even numbers. It's the psychological numbers, traders. It's the psychological numbers, right? Let's see if we can go back to our left again. See what else we can find over here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Confirmation. Confirmation. This is the line. Look at this. Look at it. It didn't want to get too far away from this line, right? Look, it didn't want to get too far away from this line. So that entry line, wow, how did that happen? I must have been really lucky. I must have been really lucky. Let's go to a 15-minute traders. Let's see this here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. Well, there's nothing really there. How about, let's go to daily maybe. Let's go to daily maybe. Oh, beautiful. See that? Look at the touches on the daily. Look at that. Touches on the daily. Wow. See how prices came up here and turned? Strong move away. That's why. See, that was a strong move away. How many times have you heard this, traders? Strong move away, and then it came up to retest again. Strong move away, came up, retest, and then it flipped. This is a flip zone. Is that what that's called? A flip zone? Is that a flip zone, traders? I think that's a flip zone. I think it is. That's a flip zone. Yes, it's flipping out right now. That is a, oh shit. What happened? Whoa, wait a minute. Did I just hear that? What? I'm not used to that. I had something in place. I didn't touch anything. I did not touch anything. Let's go back, traders. Something's going on. Oh my God, what happened? What happened here? Oh, you mean I'm up 11,000 on this account? Oh no, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. What? Traders? I have no idea. Shit, where's that favorite line at? That is the support resistance line right there, traders. Oh, unbelievable. Huh? Are you fucking convinced? How many gurus are you going to follow? Tell me, how many gurus are you going to follow? You need to watch who you're following. You need to watch who you get your education from. You need to watch. Just because they might be blowing up accounts, people blowing up accounts, I'm blowing up accounts, boom, 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 boom. Just because you do that doesn't mean anything. Can you trade? I have a passion for trading. I have an absolute passion for trading. That's it. I don't give a shit about the money. I don't care about the money. It's not about the money, traders. If you go out and play softball or baseball and all that stuff and you enjoy or you golf, are you out there golfing trying to be a pro golfer and, oh, I'm in the money, I'm going to get all these tournaments. Sometimes people do the tournaments and see how good they are and stuff. I mean, it's fun, right? It's fun. But if that's your gig, okay, right? If that is your gig to go out and do that, okay, right? But to sit here and to analyze on materialistic items, oh, guys rolling in with the Rolex in a Lambo, you know what I mean? I support the fifth car that I got, talk about. What does that do? That shit might be rented, leased, fake, friends, family. It's the skill. You must have a skill. You must know where you're at in the market. I didn't gamble on that trade. I know where the fuck I'm at in the market. I know where I'm at in the market. I don't need an indicator to tell me where I'm at in the market. My mentees can go back and look at this video. They can go back and look at this video and understand why I was taking a position south. They know why. You know why? Because I taught them how, and I taught them why. That's why. That's why. They can go back and look at this video and understand why I was in that trade without guessing, without their opinion. That's a fact. Without their opinion and without guessing. You know when I blow an account? It's because it's fucking over leveraged. That's why. Yeah, I might do something stupid every once in a while, which we all do. We're all human. But when I get over leveraged, I have absolutely no room for error. I'm talking no room for error. And then all of a sudden, what do I have? The famous spreads on the platforms. The famous spreads on the platforms that widen and thicken, and you can't even see it coming. You can't see it coming. It's the unknown. Tell God your plans and he'll laugh. Congratulations if you got paid out 500,000, $1 million. Congratulations. Take nothing from them, but don't be attracted to the money. Because people get there different ways. There's different ways to get there. And not everyone is treated equal in trading. Let me repeat that again. That's a fact. Not all traders are treated equal in this trading industry. So if you're not being treated equal, which you don't know behind the scenes, you don't know. But if you're not treated equal, you better learn how to fucking trade, okay? Because you don't know when the next person's going to ban you and come up with some fucking excuse. Or guess what? They don't give you one because they don't want to have a back and forth in an email. Silence. You write them an email. Hey, what's going on? How come I can't buy accounts? How come this? How come that? Well, the reason is they don't want you on their books. It's about money, right? It's about money. That's what it comes down to. It's the money, traders, for them. We as traders can't think about the money. We must learn how to trade. We must learn how to trade. You
Order
understand?
filled. Order filled. Order filled.
We
Order
must learn
rejected.
how to trade. Don't wait for another 5, 10 minutes or whatever it was, because a lot of people that don't watch the videos all the way, they're not going to learn because I say things over and over again, or I say things in a different way, and it has value. What I say has value. I don't claim to be the best in the world, but I do know what I'm fucking talking about when I talk about trading. So let's get this $1,715 and get the hell out of here and get off of this thing and
Order
wrap this
filled.
video up. Thank you very much. Now I'm up 13,508. Are any of these traders doing what I'm doing right now? Maybe there is. Like I said, I don't claim to be the best, but I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Does that mean I think I'm the best? No. But there are people out there that underestimate others. That's what you don't want to do, is underestimate someone you know nothing about. Right, support resistant trader? You should have never underestimated who you were talking with. Not a good idea. They had this mysterious, just come join my crowd and pay monthly and take my trades, but yet who knows if he's even profitable? Make sense? Anybody can YOLO, right? But if you don't know where you're at in the market, don't pay for scams such as live trades and all that stuff. In all hindsight, when you get into those places, you're not going to understand why this person's taking the trade. And they're going to feed you with a bunch of fucking bullshit. They're going to feed you bullshit. That's why I can't fool my mentees when they go through the program. Because if they go, well, Rich, how did you make this today? Where were you at? It's because I didn't see that. And you come up with some fucking story. And they go, well, can you show us what you're doing? You can't fool them when you teach them how to trade. That is a fact. If you know how to trade in the market, and I'm not talking about some best strategy, I'm not talking about $1 million strategy, because it takes money. Okay. I'm not talking about these penny stock gurus who put $1,000 and they buy 5 million shares of something and it fucking spikes and then they do the holy grail that I'm the best trader in the world. That's not what this is about, traders. This is about trading on the fucking chart. This is about when you talk to somebody and you know they're full of shit. So if you were taught how to go through the charts in a methodical way, you would understand exactly what I am talking about. That is a fact. Then when some other clown comes over and says what a great trade they had, he can't even scalp his way out of a wet paper bag. And you say, what are you, a swing trader? What type of trader you are? And they start to talk and things just don't match. Rather than just say you took it on a hunch, my intuition, I thought I knew all of this stuff. It's all, you can't prove that. You cannot prove that bullshit. Intuition. So someone's a goddess that, you got 10 years in the fucking market and I got this intuition and I just knew that something was going to happen because of my intuition and I just seen this before. The market's always fucking changing. And if you don't know how to trade, then you don't have to follow the market. That's a fact. Peace, traders.